Today we are gonna unleash hellfire on our opponents with dragons. This is my dragon deck. So the reason why I have chosen Scoia'tael is because Scoia'tael has the most amount of dragons in the game. Monster is another faction with one extra dragon, but ST is the perfect one to go. And as you can see, I don't have Saskia in my deck because dragon decks, like, I don't know if there's a deck with this, if the community has a deck like that, but I went with these other dragons. This is weak. I think we should buff this card, so I didn't add this. This is not really relevant in this deck after playtesting this for a while, but I have gone with the rest. And also, I don't think you or any deck builders should greed dragons, because I have faced a dragon deck before and they had every single dragons here, like all of this except the Saskia commander. They had all of this and I still won, because don't put too much into this dragon, because Lineage is not really a strong deck, or dragons are not really a strong deck. So let's just get into the deck. The first thing we're going to talk about is leader. It is Precision Strike, because as we're playing dragons, the entire archetype revolves around control. This is a control card. This is a control card. This is the payoff card. This can be a control card. You actually play her as a control in this deck. So that's why we're going with Precision Strike. So the leader says you can damage an opponent 3 times. Once all the charges are done, you will spawn and play a Broccolon Sentinel, and if you can get a death blow, the rest of them will jump out of your deck. It's a pretty good thinning tool for Precision Strike decks. Stratagem can be anything. I just put Tactical Advantage. The first card we're gonna go is with Oniromancy. This is for obviously consistency, one of the best cards in the game. Every non-devotion deck should run this, or runs this. The next card is Villain Threatamith. So this card is a bit risky to play without a defender, and I don't have defender in this deck. So you have to time this right, and there's a lot of chance that opponents can deal with it because of the timer 3. Lineage gives it little more survivability, makes its power higher. So those who don't know what Lineage is, it is at the start of the game, boosts self by the number of dragons in your starting deck. So this could be 9, 10, 11, based on how many dragons you have in the deck. We have very few dragons, so it's kind of limited. I think mine villain goes to 9. So this is his wife in the lore. Do dragons have wife? And yeah, so she is a very good card in this deck, because on deploy she'll draw any dragons that you have missed, like Villain or Saskia. You actually pull Saskia with her, and she has 4 charges, so you have a bit control with this card. So I think this is a really good card, and this will stay alive because in my deck it'll boost by 4. So she's going to be 8 on deploy because of Lineage. So she will stay in the match for a while, which is pretty good. And you have charges, so you can get your Precision Strike leader just right, or if you want to kill an opponent and get value for your Saskia or CS Synthesis. So yeah, and look at this lore friendly deck: father, mother and daughter. Daughters drag a human form, but okay. So this is like a gourd for dragon decks. It's like a payoff card. I think this is very overpriced. This should be 11p, I feel. And the max value you can get out of this card is, in the end, maybe 14 if you're lucky, if you can get everything right. So this is your finisher card, Saskia. So this card has a bunch of options. This is really good. This was reworked to be a much better card. And in this deck, I'll just focus on what I'm doing, which is when you play her, you just deploy an Elven Deadeye. And when you do that, her order ability changes to spawn and play a Waylay. that is also a control card. And if you keep killing characters or units of your enemy, your Scoia'tael's Blaze is gonna get boosted by 1. So the more damage you do or more units you banish or destroy of your opponents, Scoia'tael's Blaze is gonna get boosted by 1. So that is basically Saskia's job. Kurati Heatwave, obviously it's a control deck, you need to have this to take care of their scenarios and all. Madoc, absolute chat card. I think we should buff him. I think we should make him 9p because Gwent right now he's pretty weak for what he does. Maybe I'm like talking too much. Like this card is the reason why I started creating content for I started recording gameplays and stuff for Gwent. I'll tell you that some other day. But yes, so what Madoc does is it's a bomb. It's a whenever you play a bomb, he'll summon self from your graveyard or your deck, and then his order ability is spawn Cataclysm for a turn. Absolutely cool card. I love the card art, love everything about this card, and it's a very good control card for ST Precision Strike decks. Ike of Densley, you have to have him because he's a cheap removal card, and if you have a dragon in hand, he immediately gets sealed, which is insanely good. And you see he's looking at a dragon, and that dragon is villain. So, or 3 Jackdaw. Just a little bit of lore. Sapper, I have 2 of them because we are basically running a bomb deck with dragons. So when you play them, you throw a bomb and they will damage an enemy unit by 1 if they are having armor. That's what barricade means. And so they do thinning and helps a bit with pinging down opponents' units to 1. So yep, I have 2 of this. Northern Wind is a bomb. So there are a bunch of bomb cards in the deck. See, bomb, bomb, bomb. All they do is just help Madoc get his value with them. It's pretty cool. Red Haze is also a bomb. See, and ST has an extra bomb. Making a bomb is only an ST card, and there we go. So that's why we have this many bombs. Peller for purifying. If, for example, Peller is really important. If your dragons get locked, like villain gets blocked or Saskia locked, you can use Peller to purify. And the next card is Oxenford Scholar. So after the rework, this card is insanely good. And in this deck, he will go up to +9. So look how many cards are there. All the dragons are really expensive cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to be 9 on deploy. That's why I have 2 of them. Because the issue with control decks is we don't have points. And dragons kinda change that. But in the end, if you have less points than your opponents, you lose. And that's what control decks do basically. We sacrifice points for winning the game, right? For more control. Don't count what I said. If you're a Skellige deck, you can absolutely play really dumb, keep having extremely good control and still get 40-50 points in round 3. So yeah. All factions are not treated fairly in Gwent, sadly. And Brocolone Sentinel, this is basically for thinning from your leader. You have 2 of them. So this is my dragon deck. For deck strategy, should I even give a strategy? I don't even know if I should, because it's a pretty simple control deck. So if I have to say something, do not play Sapper in the beginning if your Madoc is not out. So what you do is you first play a bomb, let Madoc come out, and then you start playing Sapper. So you will not pull Madoc in your hand by mistake. And I really like this card. So what she does is, if sometimes you'll have bricks in your hand, like for example Madoc or Brocolone Sentinels. So what she does is, she will put all the bricks on the bottom of your deck when you deploy her and makes your hand better. So that's a pretty cool card. and rest everything is the same. There is, you just kill your enemies, control, like, keep killing enemies, keep clicking Madoc, get value out of that. That's it. There is no gourd in this deck for finisher. Even though you're playing so much special, because I couldn't fit in gourd. Like, the dragons are so expensive, and yeah, having gourd would be good in this deck, but I just went another route. As you'll see in the gameplay today, it doesn't 100% work, because if your opponents are playing a very point slammy finisher card, like, you have a huge control, but if your opponents are very point slammy, in the, at least if for example their last card is very point slammy, yeah, you're gonna have a big issue. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Enjoy.
Revise. Fishing in the moat? Oh, you're dead. It's gonna be a right good levy, big and beautiful.
the night, share the love.
never allow it. Never.
Living souls in your wake shall ne'er dare forget your sake.
Accept this offering that we might make the coast safer.
Don't you worry yourself, your grace. We'll get it done in no time.
So what? Should I pound it into a poker?
We dare not set sail without her blessing.
Hold the line!
If I'm to die, I'll do so sword in hand.
In the end, the sea will swallow.
Time for you to die, Dwan.
Lord Magnus would never allow it. Never.
The sea demands a price, and we shall pay it.
I will prove my worth.
Bow before mortal prayer. In the end, the sea.
Time to return to the dirt.
Ye who wander on the gale, ye we summon, ye we call.
Nelly's sends blessings. We pay her with reverence.
Do not mince words. On principle.
I fear not, for faith guides me.
Vision remote? Oh, it's dead.
Hold the lines!
Time to die. I'll do so sword in hand.
As you command, Daisy.
Time for you to die, Dwan.
Don't you worry yourself, Good Grace. We'll get it done in no time.
Scout for an ambush. The knight should help. Our codex commands it.
We await the signal. Till then, don't budge.
Blue Mountain! Gang her. Dwan will not be heard.
Fishing in the moat? Oh, he's dead.
Aaron has shown us the way. Racists. For your bed! Feign not ignorant. Remember to whom you speak. For the daisy of the valley! Time for you to die, Dwan. Aaron has shown us the way. For the daisy of the valley! None shall tread on us!
Dreadfully sorry. That's it.
Dribble.
I will.